Hello, Cleat Geek Nation. I'm Michael Allen.
And I'm Jamari Roberts-Brooks.
I'm Gabriela Garcia.
Are you not sure where you can find us at? Well, you can go to facebook.com and search for Cleat Geeks to find all of our latest articles. Speaking of articles, the chase is upon us. The chase for NASCAR Sprint Cup, that is. And Cleat Geeks has an article that gives you all the drivers in the chase, looking at the last tracks of the season and how the NASCAR season will essentially shake out in this article. Chase starts this weekend. Drive on over to CleatGeeks.com and give it a read.
Hey, you have a Twitter? Well, tap that follow button at Cleat Geeks. We only have 5 more teams, so our NHL preseason predictions will be complete. This week we added the Flyers, the Penguins, the Sharks, and the Blues to our continuing coverage. Each article looks at the team's losses, acquisitions, team leaders, and the breakdown from stats last year. If you call yourself a hockey fan, go to Rink Geeks tab and click on our NHL for multiple great reads.
After you like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, make sure you go to our actual site, www.cleatgeeks.com. When you go to Field Geeks, Soccer and Premier League, you will get the latest on Premier League soccer by reading 5 things we learned from the Premier League this weekend. It is our weekly wrap-up of the top 5 things that all your soccer buddies will be talking about at work, and it is only found on CleatGeeks.com.
The Texas Rangers have come out of seemingly nowhere to now lead the AL West.
I know, they even completed a 4-game sweep of the now second-place Astros. Who do you think will ultimately win the AL West?
I personally think it will be the Rangers. They just have a lot of heart and a lot of talent in that organization. But the Astros, they've come out of nowhere. And I mean, I know the Rangers have too, but it's going to come down to the stretch, and ultimately it will be the Rangers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tight race there between those two teams. They've been really good, and I think it's just going to be one of those nail-biter rivalries.
I completely agree.
We also have a story up on the in-state rivalry that is the Rangers and the Astros. Check it out right now.
Speaking of baseball, Corey Seager is coming on strong for the LA Dodgers. Read about the opportunities given to him and the other Dodgers because of multiple injuries due to Dodger starters, what it means to the team this year, and how it will affect the future of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Our site is growing by leaps and bounds, and it seems like every week we add something new and different. Last week we were pleased to announce our partnership with Fantasy TradeX, where you, our fans, can try to beat the geek with only a $10 investment. This week is no exception. We are proud to be teaming up with Majestic Card Breaks to start a weekly column on card collecting. This weekly article will cover a variety of subjects.
Are you a fan of WWE? We're climbing to the top of the rope and delivering a vicious elbow of coverage on one of the most popular sports in the world. We're going to start covering the popular show NXT on the WWE Network. We have 4 results and analysts of the WWE Night of Champions in the weekly column, If My Last Name Was McMahon, where one of our authors puts himself in a creative writing table of the WWE for some interesting results and predictions.
This week, Nick Diaz, a UFC fighter, was given a 5-year suspension for a 3rd failed drug test, all for marijuana. But do you think athletes should even be tested for marijuana, as it is not actually a performance-enhancing substance?
No, I don't believe they should be tested for it. It's not like steroids or any kind of thing that, hinders their abilities on the court, inside the ring, on the field. So I don't believe they should be tested for it.
I think they should.
Why do you believe?
It's an illegal drug. I mean, it could mess up their performance.
I mean, most players...
It's not going to make them better in a sense, but it could mess up how they perform.
Well, it depends. Some people have different preferences.
Exactly. People have different reactions to that drug. But there is a great article on this subject and the UFC on our website. Plus, there is a comment also that was left on the article from another one of our writers with a different opinion on the subject. Read those and then join the conversation by leaving your opinion as well.
The Ultimate Fighter has also begun on Fox Sports 1, and we have it covered here at Cleat Geeks. We will give you an opinion on the article soon following the show in our reactions. This week, UFC President Dana White introduced a new twist for the season, found out by reading our articles here at Cleat Geeks. We're also looking to a different weight class for reading pleasures, so check out many UFC articles under the Ring Geeks tab.
We have some of the best football contributors on the internet. Each week we feature different weekly columns just for football fans. We have Monday Morning QB, Cover 3, where we focus on 3 games, Straight Up Picks, 10 things we learned from each week, a Thursday night preview, the Panther Post, and more.
Not only does CleatGeeks.com give you quality stories on a variety of sports subjects, but we also have a score ticker at the top of our page that gives you all the scores of all the NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA games.
We are also feverishly growing in our college football coverage. We will have weekly updates on Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio State football. Plus, this week we asked our fans a question: should the Buckeyes still be number one? We got some interesting response from our fans, and we thank you for the interaction.
I'm Gabriela Garcia.
And I'm Michael Allen.
And my name is Jamari Roberts Brooks, and that was episode 4 of Cleat Geeks.